Calisthenics. Christ is risen. Today, on May 23rd, we commemorate St. Michael the Confessor, Bishop of Synnada, as well as St. Mary the Myrrhbearer and wife of Cleopas. Regarding St. Michael the Confessor, Bishop of Synnada, this saint was from Synnada in Phrygia of Asia Minor. In Constantinople he met St. Theophylact, the holy patriarch Tarasius. Learning that Michael and Theophylact desired to become monks, sent them to a monastery on the Black Sea. Because of their great virtue, St. Tarasius afterwards compelled them to accept consecration, Theophylact as bishop of Nicomedia, and Michael as bishop of his native Synnada. Because St. Michael fearlessly confessed the veneration of the holy icons, he was banished by the iconoclast emperor Leo V, the Armenian, who reigned from 813 to 820. After being driven from one place to another in many hardships and bitter pains, St. Michael died in exile. You are a guide of orthodoxy, a teacher of piety and modesty, a luminary of the world, the God-inspired pride of monastics, O wise Michael. You have enlightened everyone by your teachings. You are the harp of the Spirit. Intercede to Christ our God for the salvation of our souls. The readings are taken from the week, from Acts of the Apostles. In those days the Athenians took hold of Paul and brought him to the Areopagus, saying, "May we know what this new teaching is which you present? For you bring some strange things to our ears, which we wish to know, therefore, what these things mean." Now, the Areopagus is a place where it's kind of like, you've heard of somebody getting on a soapbox to talk. This is where people would get on a stone, the Areopagus stone, and they would basically talk their philosophy. So all of the greatest philosophers, all the greatest minds of the Greeks would always go there, and they would spout their philosophy. And so these are the great minds. So all of the thinkers, all of the philosophers are gathered around listening. So Paul, standing in the middle of the Areopagus, said, "Men of Athens, I perceive that in every way you are very religious. For as I passed along and observed the objects of your worship, I found also an altar with this inscription, 'To an unknown God.' What therefore you worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in shrines made by men, nor is he served by human hands, as though he needed anything, since he himself gives to all men life and breath and everything. And he made from one every nation of men to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods and the boundaries of their habitation, that they should seek God, in the hope that they might feel after him and find him. Finding him, feeling him. Every nation, according to St. Nectarios, has sought God. Christ is the expectation of all nations. And so what St. Paul is doing here, he's using a hook. He's using their religion, he's using their philosophy to hook into the Athenians to bring them to Christ so that they can understand who Christ is. Yet he is not far from each one of us, for in him we live and move and have our being. So St. Paul is using them, using their philosophy, using their religion to bring them to Christ, to understand him. The Gospel according to St. John. At that time the Pharisees took counsel against Jesus and said to one another, "You see that you can do nothing. Look, the world has gone after him." Now among those who went up to worship at the feast were some Greeks. So these came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, and said to him, "Sir, we wish to see Jesus." Philip went and told Andrew. Andrew went with Philip, and they told Jesus. And Jesus answered them, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit." So in other words, in order for Christ to save us, in order for there to be fruit, he must die. He who lives his life loses it, and he who hates his life for this world will keep it for eternal life. If anyone serves me, he must follow me, and where I am, there shall my servant be also. If anyone serves me, the Father will honor him. Now this, if you haven't realized yet, is the first reading from Holy Friday. Now is my soul troubled? By Holy Friday, I mean the first of the Passion Gospels of the 12 Gospels. Now is my soul troubled? And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No. For this purpose I have come to this hour. Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven. I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again. The crowd standing by heard it, and said that it had thundered. Others said, an angel has spoken to him. Jesus answered, this voice has come for your sake, not for mine. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the ruler of this world be cast out, and I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all men to myself. He said this to show by what death he was to die. The crowd answered him, we have heard from the law that the Christ remains forever. How can you say that the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Jesus said to them, the light is with you for a little longer. This is hearkening back to the miracle we just saw on Sunday of the healing of the blind man when Christ said, I am the light. Walk while you have the light, lest the darkness overtake you. He who walks in darkness does not know where he goes. While you have the light, believe in the light, that you may become sons of light, that we may become co-heirs with him. I hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.